With Spider-Man now in the MCU and the release of Spider-Man Homecoming now behind us, it's time to look ahead at the upcoming Spider-Man movies coming to us from the MCU. And we know that we are getting a sequel in Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Homecoming 2, which is coming out in 2019. But one thing that I really am interested in with these new Spider-Man movies are the villains. I think we need to see new fresh villains who we have never seen on screen before, which is why I believe the Vulture was such a good choice for Spider-Man Homecoming. But who else could we be seeing? The first obvious choice is Scorpio. Scorpio was introduced in Spider-Man Homecoming in the post-credit scene, and he is meeting with the Vulture after they are both sent into prison. He is a very likely candidate because, like I say, he's been set up, and I think a lot of people are a big fan of not only his character, but the actor who's playing him, who actually plays Vos Montenegro in the video game Far Cry 3. And I think this is a perfect combination to allow the Scorpion to become the villain of Spider-Man Homecoming 2. Another suggestion is my ultimate pick, and that is Mysterio. Mysterio is very much in line with the Vulture in the sense that he is very much a silly sort of villain. And I think Spider-Man Homecoming 2 is a good place for him to be introduced. It would be able to introduce that mystical and more magical aspect that is now being brought into the MCU with movies such as Doctor Strange. Also, Tom Holland, who is of course the actor who plays Spider-Man, has teased that Mysterio is one who is coming in the future, so it's looking up for this guy. This next choice is one I know a lot of people are going to be a fan of, and that is Kraven the Hunter. Now, Kraven has such a great storyline in the comics known as Kraven's Last Hunt, where he's going after Spider-Man, and I think Kraven would be able to provide a lot more of a grounded Spider-Man movie and a lot more of a serious one, where it isn't all about the powers and things like that. It's more of a serious personal movie. And in terms of looking at a story of a film, if we wanted to get a Spider-Man movie with an amazing story, I think Kraven is the best one to go for. My final choice is definitely a stretch, but that is Kingpin. Now, Kingpin exists within the MCU as Wilson Fisk, who is of course played by Vincent D'Onofrio on the TV show Daredevil. And he was an incredible villain, one of the best villains within the MCU in Daredevil Season 1, and he showed up in Season 2 as well. And I think that, he is a shared villain with Daredevil and Spider-Man, and I think it'd be a great way to show the two crossing over, especially if Vincent D'Onofrio gets out of prison and takes on Spider-Man. However, I think this is a very unlikely choice, especially because we know that the TV world and the movie world aren't really going to cross over anytime soon. Kevin Feige has said they will eventually, as we know they do exist within the same universe, they just haven't got any plans for it yet. But I think this would be a good smart way to do it without doing it directly, where you're not bringing in the Defenders, but you're bringing in a villain of one of the shows to take on in the films, especially when Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Wilson Fisk was phenomenal. So who would you like to see as the villain for Spider-Man 2 in 2019? They are my personal choices. If I got any of them, I'd be happy with it. And I think that any of them is likely, except for maybe Wilson Fisk. That may be a bit of a stretch, as I said. But I think that they are really trying to do these fresh villains that we've never seen before, so we're not getting Spider-Man fatigue. And that's definitely a great thing. And also the fact that they're in the MCU, it allows them to expand and do different things that they perhaps wouldn't be able to do if they were just in their own universe, as stuff hadn't been set up. So go down in the comment section below and tell me who you think should be the villain for Spider-Man Homecoming 2 or Spider-Man 2, whatever it may be called. Like I say, I think that they are able to expand more now that they're in the MCU. Now certain things have been set up. There's, the magical aspect, there's the mystical, cosmic, whatever they wanted to do. It is really at their fingertips now, and I think that's a great thing. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next video.